He's loved the trailer. He's loved the trailer, and
He said, "I'm now scared of my wife."
Oh,
So I replied to him saying, "I said, bro, where's the Josh?" She's, as I said, the absolute quintessential next door girl, the perfect next door girl who will do everything right. So eventually, I think when we came down with this idea, I thought, why not put somebody that nobody will believe doing something like this? So the suggestion was, yeah, then let's go to Yami with it.
I think a good team makes a good film. So I'm taking the liberty of already calling it a good film, but we're very proud of the film. We're very happy with the film, and just hope that with all the love that people are showing through the trailer, I hope the same happens with the film when they watch it.
Yeah.
Hi guys, I'm Yami Gautam.
Hi guys, this is Behzad Khambata here, and you're watching me on ETimes.
And stay tuned for more.
so talking about the trailer, I saw that there have been a little buzz among the audience. They are sort of not, I won't say compare it, but like they are sort of questioning that is a Thursday, a sequel of a Wednesday. So I would like to know your thoughts on it.
No, they're two separate days.
Mm-hmm.
Hence, they're two separate films. One has nothing to do with the other. But as I said, I welcome the comparison because I think A Wednesday is one of the great films made in this country. So if I'm anywhere close, I'd be more than happy. But they're completely different films with completely different motives and completely different twists and turns. Yes.
First of all, it's as Behzad said, and we all know it's one of the best films made, in long time. And I think what a film! It just, when it came, I think it just took everybody, by surprise that ऐसी भी film हो सकती है. I think it was a very well crafted film, and Neeraj sir, the cast, the Steve sir, I think they'd all done a very good job. As far as the Thursday goes, no, there is no connection between both the stories. It's a totally different story. It's a totally different perspective. It's a totally different. Of course, they're all different characters, but everything is different in the film. When you'll watch it, you'll know. And I think that's the best way to put it, because the audience should be the best judge. Of course, a curiosity शायद media में या किसी को भी हो सकती है, and that's okay. That's all right. Yeah, that's all right. But I think that's a great benchmark for any film, to especially in this zone, in this genre. But ours is a very different film, a very different take, a very different subject of what we are trying to say in our way. And so you guys will be the best judge, and judge it for what it is. Don't compare it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I understand. The whole comparison, I think, can ruin the whole part of it. And especially coming to your character, Yami, I mean, you shine so well in the trailer. I can see it undoubtedly. Your character is something which is very massive and powerful. So Behzad, I would like to know, I mean, what made you cast Yami? Was she your first choice?
Yes, I'll tell you why she was my first choice. Is because Yami, since now I'm made aware that it's 10 years since Vicky Donor has come out. She's, as I said, the absolute quintessential next door girl, the perfect next door girl who will do everything right, and she's sweet. And in Uri, I saw it was just a scene, but there was a little glint, a little mean streak in her. I said, okay, that's interesting. So eventually, I think when we came down with this idea, I thought, why not put somebody that nobody will believe doing something like this? So the suggestion was, yeah, then let's go to Yami with it. And I'm so glad she read it and said yes in the first go, and then that was it.
I'm so glad that Behzad thought that way, because the previous two directors who thought that way about me, that was Amar Kaushik. That's why I was casted in Bala, and Aditya Dhar, my husband now, but the director of Uri. That's precisely the reason that they casted me, that we thought you've never been presented in or seen in such a way, in such a character, and of course provided only if you can perform like that, but can do something like this. When, like for example, when Bala happened, I don't think, even when I was casted, even when there was just news floating around, I'm sure people would have hounded Amar and said, "Are, how can you cast her? She, comedy, Yami, matlab, she looks little intense and has done certain type of roles." And but the director is a director for a certain reason, and thankful to Aditya for that. When he looked at me and he said, "We've seen you in a certain way. Let's chop your hair." And I'm like, okay, I chopped my hair. Then comes in Behzad. Okay, now let's make you, hold a gun and just do some shooting. So I said, okay, let's go, let's do that. So I think I have always wanted to do this. I have always wanted to be as versatile and varied in my range as an actor and as a role, that you should not put me in any bracket. You should not think while casting me that she has this certain image जो हो जाता है industry में, which is, see, that's the way it is. I'm not complaining about it, but happens. So you need certain opportunities and certain people to believe in you, to break that and to tell that no, this is also what a person can do, and can put her in any role, and she can transform as that character if needed. And what my real life image or my approach is, that's my personality, that's me as a person, that should never be mixed up by my potential of what I can do as an actor.
Yeah, I believe an actor can always evolve. It's a part
Absolutely.
of their growth. So Yami, I think you answered my question before I could
Yes.
ask you.
That's also one of my USPs. I do that.
Yeah, this is our first conversation, so like I think I'm loving it. So when you just talked about Aditya, I would like to pick on that. That how he also saw that in you, and he wanted you to change, and he saw that potential in you. So, do you think that having that sort of a person as your life partner, and then like you have already worked with him, does that really help you to become a positive person in life? Because you're working with him, and then like he's there in your life as well. So
No, I'm glad you clarified this before it would go the wrong way.
mm-hmm.
We were not seeing each other, or we were not in this space while we were shooting the film. We
Yes,
shot
absolutely.
this film totally in capacity of professionals working on set. That has nothing to do with the personal connotation. It's during the promotions that we started talking, and we became friends, but that has nothing to do with it. Of course, what you look in your partner is again a very subjective thing, and for me it was always important that the qualities that I seek in my partner, it's you consider yourself lucky when you find such a partner.
Yes, absolutely.
And it's nothing to do with the professional. Of course, I've seen him work as a professional, which is one of the reasons why not just me, but each and every crew member on that film has pushed and given beyond 100%, beyond what the budget constraints or thousand things, which I'm sure Behzad knows, being um, you know um, uh, first time or a second time filmmaker. There are a lot of challenges, but
Yeah.
to surpass that and to let go that and to work with your dignity and respect for everybody, I think that's one of the qualities regardless I admire in my director. And but as a person, it's of course very different. And yes, he's someone who's very positive. He's somebody who's extremely caring for his family. He's someone who's like, you don't feel that you need to define what marriage is. You don't need to make any rules or any power couple goals. ऐसा कुछ नहीं होता है. Every couple has their own strengths, and every couple is special, and you explore that on the journey. आप जितना कम सोचोगे कि ऐसा होना चाहिए, that's a problem. But if you think it's two people, like-minded people who share similar core value and ethics and love and respect for certain things, that's the most beautiful relationship and friendship. So yeah, I can just go on and on. Sorry, Behzad. So yeah.
So coming back to a Thursday film, I would like to know, Yami, what made you decide that, okay, I want to come out of my image and try more things. Like you just mentioned that you want to be versatile in your profession, and then you want to try so many different things, and you are actually doing it. Looking at your past films, and then now, so your character from this film is something different from a lot of your previous movies. So how does it feel to break out of that image of a girl next door?
It happened with Uri and Bala in 2019 already to a great extent. And that is why last year I worked on some 6 films which are very different from one another. The genres are very different. And your work needs to be your words. I always believe. It makes no sense if you keep saying the same thing in every interview. I want to do this. What I wanted to do, I did it in my first film, actually, if you come to think of it. I uh, I performed a role which was mature than my real age at that time. It
Hmm.
was the not just in age but also in sensibility and what the kind of person that character was. Or to begin my career with a subject like that, I think it already spoke a lot about my mind, about what kind of films I want to do or what kind of mindset I hold. But it takes time, and it's all right because you are not answerable to anyone. I'm proud and happy for the fact that whatever it's been, good, bad, high, low, or this phase, I'm of course I'm thankful to certain directors for having shown certain faith in me to help me bring about what I wanted to say through my work and give me some amazing characters. But it takes patience. I'm proud of the fact that I don't owe anyone anything, and it's been my journey, it's been my experience, and it'll continue happening like that. But I'll always have gratitude towards certain people, of course, apart from your family, but your certain audience that's
Hmm.
remain really loyal to you, and they keep waiting that yes, we know you have the potential. Or certain colleagues of yours, certain journalists who keep saying that we knew that you have it in you and you just need that opportunity. There'll always be people to pep you up, and you need that. We're all human
Yeah.
beings. And then in come certain directors. It's for me, it's been Amar, it's been Aditya, it's been Behzad, it's been Tony Da, and likewise certain directors who've shown their faith in me, and I hope it'll continue happening. It has to be something different every time. It has to be something challenging. It has to be something which is engaging and keeping me inspired to keep working on myself as an actor. That's very important.
And Behzad, how would you like to describe working with Yami?
I think, as I say, I think she's very interested as a person in knowing how I'm going to go about a certain scene or anything. And before we actually got on set, also, she was so busy shooting another film. She somehow removed time. Was committed elsewhere, and we obviously dropped in last minute. So she removed her time. She did. She came, did readings, and then I mean, most actors nowadays do come in and do readings, but then they'll come for the reading the next day.
Hmm.
But from her, normally I would get a text in the night that can we tweak this like this? Can I say something like this? Can I not shoot this person? I said no, shooting you have to do. But nevertheless, um, so I'm saying that is what I'm saying. She's interested in knowing how she can make her character. Because see, at the end of the day, I can put things on paper. I can say whatever random spiel that directors give, but it's the actor who eventually has to do the job. So when they step up to the plate, and for me it's instinctive when I see it in that little monitor, and it feels right. It feels right, and there's no arguing about it. There's no retakes. So I think with her it just got that easy.
Must be. And the film, so you just talked about those shooting scenes which actually have grabbed quite an attention in the trailer. So did you guys had a special a preparation for those scenes or something just to make it more realistic? Was there any sort of special preparation?
No, I mean we just had to separate the kids from Yami because we can't do things
Hmm.
together.
Hmm.
I think for me, creatively, it was just setting it up smartly, and then um, it's never about nobody looks at the gun, right?
Yeah.
Everybody looks at the one shooting. So then I think she just did that convincing job of actually shooting people. So I think that's what helps.
Do we have the video? I think Anuj must be having that first trial run I did with a gun.
Okay. How
Do you
was it?
remember that?
Yes.
So in life, since a kid, I'm
Mhm.
extremely sensitive with sound. I have this thing. I never had balloons in my birthday party. There was
Mhm.
this neighbor of mine who traumatized me during every Diwali because he would start this whole laddi of crackers
Oh.
and check, is Yami inside? Auntie, is Yami there? Auntie, Yami hai? And mom will be like, "Ha, hai." And okay, okay, thank you, auntie. And I'll hear this, and I would just this perpetually. I was like that in Diwali during Diwali because it would just scare the hell out of me. The whole idea of that sudden sound,
Yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
just not comfortable since a child, since a kid. And now here I am, who has to do what she has to do.
Yes.
Now, and when you shoot, especially in a closed chamber or place which is not very open, it's even louder.
Yeah.
It's even louder. And you have to also keep the safety and precautions in mind. We always had an action director, of course, on set and an expert who's taking care of the gun. But you have to align and place it in a way that it's still safe for you and everybody around, and you have to just emote, believe in what you're
Yeah.
doing. Then they said, our DOP Anuj Devan, who shot the film, uh, Anuj and Vasani, then Yami just we worked previously on Bala also, and I think he's brilliant with his work. Yami, just fire one na, and see. I said, no, I'm fine. No, because he could see, I'm sure, the tension that I must be, the anxiety I must be having off screen. I fired one, and oh my god, that must be hilarious because Behzad, you remember that moment? And I'm
Yeah.
sure Behzad would have from inside, Behzad must be like crying that, oh my god, is this how she's gonna perform? Is this what Naina is? But I said, you know what? He said, fire one more. I said, you know what? I had this thing. I had this fear. It makes no. I let me not do this again and again. You say action,
And we'll
and
go
it'll
for
be
it.
fine. You'll go
Yeah.
for it. He said, "Aise kaise you'll go for it? Have you seen this video? What you've done?" I said, we'll go for it. I promise you will go. And then we went for it.
We did
But
get it though.
you know what? I have to mention that you said that, I mean, you just mentioned that how much problem you had with the gun and all that shooting. But having such a nice ensemble, you had experienced actors like Dimple Kapadia, you had Neha Dhupia, and everyone on set. So I think that must have helped you.
It's your own conviction कि बस मारना है.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. It's nothing to do when you're performing, it's nothing to do with that, especially when you're doing something which otherwise in life you're not comfortable with. It has to come
yes.
from inside. You have to believe and literally leave every ounce and iota of that fear away. And the moment the director says action, you should not see that.
Yeah. And
And
Nena kicks in. That's it.
and Aditya knows that. That's why he asked me, he said, it looks very cool. So I
It's
said,
like cool. How was his reaction to the trailer?
I think he's tweeted something today and Behzad responded.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's loved the trailer. He's loved the trailer, and
He said, I'm now scared of my wife.
Oh,
So I replied to him saying, I said, bro, where's the Josh?
that's great. That's a great reply.
yeah.
And so I'll just quickly wrap up our session with one last question. That is, how would you define working with Dimple Kapadia, Neha Dhupia, and Atul Kulkarni? You had such a great cast. So all of them coming together for film.
I
How
think
would you
each
define?
one with their own
Yeah,
characteristics. Yeah.
yeah.
I think
Absolutely,
for
and
for each one had brought different things to the table. What's it,
Mhm.
Yami?
yeah, absolutely. I think Dimple Ma'am was a complete. See, you've grown up watching somebody on screen and admiring for their work, for their beauty, for the way how they emote and all those things. And in comes that person for such an important part of your film.
Yeah.
And to not, you don't want to mess up. You don't want to mess up for the scene. You don't want to mess up in front of that actor. But she made it so easy for me, for all of us. She came in prepared, obviously. She looks breathtakingly gorgeous. I mean, she's everything that we've seen, on screen, admiring her for, the way she looks, but she's so humble. She's such a thorough professional. She made sure that nothing distracts us or me doing the certain scene that we are a part of. And she was so chilled out. She was so cool. And the way I shared it with one of your colleagues, she just held my hand after the scene. That warmth, like I felt so relieved that it was so.
She's very real. She's very real.
Very real. It's very not real. The fake thing. It's not something that you have to say the story co-actor. She's not. She doesn't need to.
She doesn't how to also.
Yeah.
That's the problem with her. She doesn't know how to. She just
amazing.
says it as she sees it.
So glad that Behzad, casted ma'am. Atul sir, again, such a fantastic actor. But he's very calm to work with, very involved, very, again, will come up with some ideas if he needs some work and, to figure out certain things. He's, again, a team player. Yeah. And brilliant experience working with Atul sir also. Neha, because if you see the geography of, how it is in the trailer, I'm inside.
And she's outside,
exactly. And she's where she, outside doing all the field work. So we couldn't interact much, but I've seen the film and I think she's done such a good job. And while she's expecting a baby, I think that's commendable. And in some tough terrains where it's raining and everything. But I think a good team makes a good film. I'm taking the liberty of already calling it a good film, but we're very proud of the film. We're very happy with the film, and just hope that with all the love that people are showing to the trailer, I hope the same happens with the film when they watch it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Great.
Thank you, Sneha. Thank you so much.
Thank you for chatting with us.
Looking forward.
Yes.
And all the best.
Please watch it.
Yes.